welcome back. We are doing Justice for All, episode 2. We've just come back from Korean Village. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh, man. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Yeah, why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me, and well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm a suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Like, he doesn't say these things out loud, and he should, because it's actually really funny, like, later, in other games, you're playing as someone else, and you meet Phoenix, and he's, like, really quiet and sort of distant, and people sort of were like, oh, I can't believe they changed his character so much, and bit, and I'm like, no. This is how Phoenix operates. We think he's a really nice guy, because we hear his internal monologue. We also think he's a dumbass, because we can hear his internal monologue. But I digress. But it means that a lot of people sort of had a little like, I can't believe I don't like those games because of the way they portrayed my Phoenix. And they're wrong. Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah? Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. But Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, pals? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mr. Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Thank goodness. Nick? This way. Pals won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Yeah, because at the end of the last, one, Maya was channeling Mia, and we discussed how Morgan is the other murderer, or the accomplice to the murderer, in this. So now we have to try and prove it in court, and if Pearly saw this, eep. June 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in good spirits today, Miss Faye. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key is the only key to the channeling chamber. It was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I'd like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. But then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying is that Mayor Faye, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Faye, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Well, yeah, she would be. That's her aunt. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Faye, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is. Yes, that is. Oof. You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have? Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Mayor Faye, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order, order, order! Miss Faye, please testify to the court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Yeah, your Aunt Morgan. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? Because it's bullshit. I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. Hold on. Aren't you, aren't you not allowed to testify if you've previously lied because people can't trust, the shit that you're saying? Or, I guess they take the piss out of you and then use it as a proof that you shouldn't be there. I'm gonna have a little strawberry snack. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. It's okay, we're going to push everything. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door down in the chamber. We know that. I requested that they go please call police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze, so let's press that one. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It's very painful for me to say this, however... Objection! The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. Question further. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes, it was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. Though the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Ooh, this witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later. Yes, very well. Why doesn't suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrust me away from myself and escaped from the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing. However, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. Phoenix, you are a dumbass. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically my prey. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she'd run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. If you fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness? Elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? Question further. So while you're unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went? I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve. Dumbass, that's what. Looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. I can't see a crack in her testimony. What should we do? For now, we should try and get more information out of her. After we get more information from her, we may be able to use it later to our advantage. Alright, so we just press everything that we haven't already pressed. I skipped stuff like an arsehole. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I've already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Well, we're fucked. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fay? I requested that Mr. Wright and the old lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply do not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Bullshit you did, Morgan. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Faye. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Okay, thank you. It finished when we pressed everything. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Mayor Faye did leave the chamber. But this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes. That is exactly what we should be. Eek! Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Miney. I think you can see where this is headed. Here we go. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eenie Miney. I'm like researching like parapsychology stuff at the university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Mayor Faye. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Witness testimony after the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Mayor Faye? Really now, Your Honor. Mayor Faye was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness. Like, yeah. In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Ms. Miney, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie? She took her revenge. Are you sure that's what she said? Yeah, yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. I love that she's in his head, because he didn't say shit. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. I like this music too much. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts more foolishly foolish trouble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. After the murder. Ah! Like, when the channeling started, I was like sleeping in the side room. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, like, think there were sesame seeds, like, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, like, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you're taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. Do you know the time? Like, maybe a little before 11 a.m., something like that, I think? 11 a.m. Yeah, like, my stomach is totally ready for, like, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. Not asking what time it is now. I meant, what time was it when the someone came into your room? Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like, it's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness about this person who entered the side room. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was happy in, like, a sad way. We're gonna press up the sister thing. Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess. Was it or wasn't it your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I am an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Mine? I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I like know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was his sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? No, we're gonna push. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But, ow. Don't keep badgering him. You know the phrase, objection? Could you try using that one once in a while? Mr. Wright. This question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important? Yes! Oh, it's very important. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Phoenix, you're a dumbass. She was wearing a fucking costume that was covered in blood, dumbass. Alright, Mr. Wright, Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, and her costume looked totally like normal. Press. So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was like weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I like go on? Okay, so we're gonna go back to I wasn't scared, her costume looked totally normal. I'm gonna present the costume. That was a very well spun lie, Miss Amy. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Well, like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you're thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is the picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noticed it right off the bat. Order. Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. That. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? Well, that witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now hurry up with testimony. If you please. This judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. After the murder. Part 2. Like, the side room was kinda dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think, thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Fuck no. Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. After the murder, part 2. Okay, here's the thing. We get to ignore all of this bullshit, because it's not fucking bothersome at all. This is the thing. She took her sister to the channeling. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. At like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix, right? The sooner the better, she says with her whip at the ready. And like Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's no good. Can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Okay. She can't have taken her sister to the channeling chamber without bumping into Pearl, who was fixing the vase, is my thinking. So let's just press through all this bullshit. Really. The side room was kind of dark, you know? Really, because I thought it was pretty bright inside that. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this call. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my state more subjective than Miss Miney's? You are such a hopeless cause, witness. You may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. I feel like I can just present the picture again to this. You didn't see the blood. Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. And I, like, persuaded my sister I wasn't, like, right. It wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like, at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad. And like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize, Miss Morgan. Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you were going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Ba 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 ba. This is great because this is what I wanted to get to, and I just pressed the wrong statement. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this call. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? It's very important. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Phoenix! Stop being dumb! Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this new testament. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember, like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. This really is a dead end. No, it's not. Something you finally pull out of a witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in his statement, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. This doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Didn't see anyone on the way to challenge. Present. Ah, fucking wrong thing. Maybe I have to present the bars. It does not contradict this evidence. Blah, 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 blah. I might have to present Pale's profile. Present. Oh, she didn't see anyone, is what she said. So I have to go. There it is. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Faye's daughter, Pearl Faye. Interesting. You have a semi-intelligent look in your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden. Yep. Which means anyone walking through that area would have seen her. So, Miss Miney, what do you have to say about that? Nah! Objection! As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at the time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous. Objection! It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish? There's no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. Ba 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 ba. Take that! This N is my proof. An old cracked clay pot? What is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why. She broke the N. Ugh. Why? Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This N was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Whoa, what? Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr! I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Ah! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one that needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. Objection! The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe it? Was she really sleeping in the side room? No. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? In her testimony just now, it's in the evidence. I mean, it's in her testimony, for sure. Do we have evidence? I feel like we could present the box, but the issue is if we're presenting it at the right time or not. I'm in this sort of weird in-betweeny, too hot, too cold sort of feeling right now, because it's summer, but I'm in the shade in this room. So I had to take my little bolero off. Isn't it cute? I love it. Because I was sweating when I came in. Let's have a look at the court record. See, I feel like I could present this, but then I'm gonna quickly save because I don't want to lose too much of my like little bar of information. I feel like I can say either of these two things. Well, yeah, it's in her testimony right now. And in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And like Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the end, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. that at the time, we got to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I could see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go into the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Quack! But look at the mana guide map. If we were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question.
Objection!
Don't ask the question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Miney. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? In there.
Take that!
Miss Miney was here, of course. What? But that's the challenge chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Why would you feel the need to say, isn't that the crime scene? You'd say, that's the crime scene. Miss Miney was at the crime scene. Order, order, order. That's why that is. Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the channeling chain when were in the chamber when the channeling started. My mouth didn't want to work, and so jazz scatting was the only way out of that preposterous situation. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Eenie Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where was I hiding? Behind the screen, media. Here, of course. But behind the folding screen? Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jack. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. Now, Miss Miney. One so young, you shouldn't be saying, should it, Gramps? As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this.
Take that!
Miss Miney, how are you able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box, no person could fit inside that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Logic disproved you when she was hiding from me in it.
Objection!
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Yeah. And now I present a piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. It has a hole in it. I think I'll have to do the full screen.
Take that!
Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid as if there's any sort of evidence of that old thing. This? What on earth? I don't have the time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole. About 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have I had that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. It's mining. You are hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Ah! Order, what do you say? Then, Mr. Phoenix, right, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Miney? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Miney. You were hiding inside of the clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Mayor Fay. To masquerade as Mayor Fay? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea of this moved the clothing box to the scene, to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct, it's not possible. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you the foolish receive no mercy? Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. Grr, this person. If it wasn't someone from Aquarium Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have the box to use. Morgan Fay? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? She's falling apart. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in the medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fay with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not dead yet. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray, and after that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way to the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fay. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through, which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fay chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma? That is such a good insult. Are you still by chance evolving? Like, you're not your true, like, fully evolved form yet. You're clearly dumb as shit. Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix, right. Your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is motive. This witness is the real murderer. Why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium pretending to be one putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, one other thing. How would Miss Imani want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, a motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? Let's just ponder this one. The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Accident. The one that says they were both in it.
Take that!
Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix, right? Just great. Now even she is probably both for me. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that? See now, stupid cramps. I'm, like, going to explain, so, like, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, like, wanted revenge, then, like, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, like, Dr. Gray. I was like, a total coincidence. He asked me about it, you know? She's back to she's back to her airhead persona. However, you see, ouch. Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix, right? You failed to support your own theory. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix, right? What Miss Marnie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive piece of evidence to demonstrate your point. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix, right? You should really learn your place. What just happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, like, it's just, I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Imani. Mia, come on. Your Honor, please, allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless of that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Marnie had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? I'm gonna save. This music goes so hard. Yes, I can. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Eek! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix, right? What? You're supposed to be on my side. Ah! Yvonne Carver only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix, right? And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me. I will throw you out of my way. I love... no way. Very well. I love a prosecutor who is so, like, determined to be fucking perfect that they fuck themselves over in this way. Because Phoenix Wright is a dumbass. Like, here's the thing. It's like Columbo. You know how Columbo was this detective who was like this bumbling fool who was like of a lower class, so people assumed he was stupid and he didn't know what he was talking about. And Peter Falk, love the guy, amazing. These upper class dickheads who had like all this money and expense to be able to like throw at a problem and believe that it would be solved because they had enough money to throw at the problem would see him come bumbling in and go, this idiot, what an absolute dickhead. I'm clearly more intelligent than him. I clearly know what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't matter. I am smarter than he is, so he'll never find out what's going on with me. And then Columbo, through this persona of being this dirty detective who wore the same old shitty trench coat and like just bumbled into things and was like, I'm sorry, I spilled cigarette ash on the floor, or I did this thing so that I can get a slightly different perspective. I accidentally broke this lock. What a shame. Oh shucks, well now that that lock is broken, I suppose that door isn't locked anymore. We can go in there, which was your main complaint as to why we couldn't go in there, because you couldn't unlock it, right? That's the only reason you didn't want us to go in there, right? There's no other reason for you to not want us to go in there, right? So they would systematically be broken down by this man just wheedling his way into their business and knowing just a little bit too much, so they would give up their like position on things by accidentally like bragging about this expensive clock that they have that makes a very specific chime, which can be heard in the recording of this murder like stuff that's going on. Or they are wearing a particular pair of shoes that only have this tread on it, so that he finds them disposing of those shoes, because of course he does, because he obviously has mentioned the tread of this shoe and is like, it's interesting, you have shoes like that, don't you? And then they're like, fuck, I need to clean the shit out of those shoes because he's gonna find particles on it from me doing stuff. So then he and the police force just sort of walk in to find them scrubbing their shoes or whatever, and it's like, why would you feel the need to clean these shoes? What kind of evidence are we gonna find on them and stuff? And then he would nail everyone. Phoenix has the same vibes. Like, he looks like such a divvy. Like, he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bluffing my way through things. Oh no, I'm such a fool. So these prosecutors are like, you're going down, Mr. Phoenix, right? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And 90% of the time, he doesn't. He has to bluff. But he is smart in the fact that he's the protagonist and we are behind the wheel. So we're like throwing down the information he's supposed to know. And he also has these badass women around him like Mia, Maya, Pell, Emma Sky, people like this, who basically just come in and are like, hey Phoenix, you're being really fucking stupid. You should really like push this thing. You're a lawyer, you should know what you're supposed to be doing, my dude. So then he does it well, but every prosecutor who comes up against him is like, I've seen this guy's track record, and I've also seen that he sort of falls into winning in these situations. So I feel smarter than him. I feel like I can take him on. I'll be the one that brings his downfall. I'll be the one that makes him do something stupid and fail. And then you get Edgeworth, Von Karma, and his daughter Francesca Von Karma, who have both been trained by Von Karma himself, and he is perfection. Like, we will do anything to get a perfect score. And then, because of this stupid perfectionist thing that he's instilled in them, they believe that they have to prove their worth by having no niggling doubt. They have to do like Edgeworth uses forged evidence. Maybe he doesn't know it's forged at the time, but he uses it. And he will hold back information and things like that, which is why he's no longer in the game. He's like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't be this person, I need to leave, I need to think about my morals, etc. And he fucks off to go do his own thing. Phoenix says he's dead, so you'd never know. And then Francesca has not learned from seeing Edgeworth's downfall. If anything, the spite has kicked in and made her have to defend hers and her father's name. So this stupid, like, instilled fucking perfectionism in them fucks everything up for them. Because if they were okay with taking the win at the time when there could have been niggling questions and stuff, they would have got their client off not guilty. I like the reason Edgeworth does it is because Edgeworth then is like, no, I have decided, like Nick, like Phoenix, that I also want to go down the path of truth. I want to make sure that I can have a clear conscience about this. Von Karma was imprisoned, quite rightly. And Franziska, she's this intelligent girl who has been a lawyer from the age of 13. The law is her life. And she's like, I have to make sure, legally speaking, everything is perfect, because I don't want this to go against my name if this client decides that they want to have a retrial, or they want to try and push for Maya to have a forgotten the name of it, but when they try and get it overturned and try and get a retrial in place, Francesca is like, if that happens, I wouldn't be perfect. I wouldn't have proven without a doubt. And this is going to be the downfall, because we, Phoenix Wright, make a random 180 in the last 2 seconds of any trial. We have bumbled and bluffed and fucked up our way up to this point, with the women around us being like, hold it, we're not dealing with Phoenix being a dumbass, so please keep going. So we get these great moments of just about to fall over the line, just about to fail at the goalposts, when a badass woman goes, Phoenix, you and me, we need to have a conversation. Do your job, bitch. Do your fucking job. Anyway, this court will take a 5-minute recess after my rant for God knows how long. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a minute. To be continued? Is the next section, really that long? Oh, fuck. Okay. Then I guess we're ending it here. Thank you for staying and playing and listening to me ramble about Columbo for 15 minutes, I guess. And then just going, bye! I hope you have a great day. Whatever you're doing, I hope it's great. Or not as bad as you expected. Bye.